Nigeria got like a really comfortable 4-0 win against Mozambique in their AFCON round 16 game, a game which they dominated from start to the end, got a very early goal, which was even ruled out, but still by halftime were leading by 2 goals to 0, and then came back in the second half to score extra 2 goals. And they totally dismantled Mozambique. And this was a Mozambique side who had been a bogey team in this AFCON. I remember from the last AFCON, they held Egypt to a draw, and they held Ghana to a draw in the last AFCON. In this AFCON, they narrowly lost to Ivory Coast, narrowly lost to Cameroon, and even beat Gabon. So they had faced 5 strong teams on the continent, and neither of those teams, they squeeze a draw out of them, or they lose just narrowly. So to lose by this huge margin to Nigeria is actually a big deal, and that tells you the class and excellence, the level at which the Nigeria team currently is at. And that points to only one man, Eric Sekushaw, the coach of the Nigerian team, who it seems has inspired a new sort of, should I say, form or feeling or play for the Nigerian team. Because, I mean, we've all watched Nigeria play. This was not how we know Nigeria to play. We know Nigeria has the quality. They have the names, they have the big names, they have the players. But then how to gel them together, for them to play as a unit, was always the problem. You see, players perform so well when they go to their club side. They come to play for Nigeria, and there's so much disjoint in their approach that even stringing maybe 8 passes together to create a chance was a problem. So even the chance creation was a problem, converting the chances was a problem, and that contributed hugely to Nigeria not even qualifying to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So to then be transformed magically, should I even use the word magically? Because surely it was the work of the coach which led to that transformation. So to be transformed in this fashion is truly incredible, and you have to give all the plaudits to the coach, how he has transformed the Nigerian team on this AFCON, that they are the only team so far to have scored 4 goals in a game. 4 goals. Nobody has scored 4 goals. And when Mo Salah, early in the day, Egypt won by 3 goals to 1. After extra time, in regulation time, the game with Egypt and Benin ended in a 1-1 draw. So it was after extra time that they won by 3 goals to 1. And Mo Salah said that, no game in this AFCON is simple because you cannot win by 4-0, 5-0 in the AFCON. It's all tough. And for Nigeria to just prove it in the next game, smashing a bogey team by 4 goals to 0, it was really impressive. And in the match, some players in the Nigeria team really stepped up. And the first one I have to talk about will be Victor. No, I'll talk about Victor Osimhen, but I think the first has to be Alex Iwobi because he was simply the orchestrator in the team. You saw him almost everywhere, covering a lot of spaces. At a point, I saw him right at the back, receiving the ball from either the center backs or the goalkeepers to build up from there. And his passes were so pinpoint that it goes straight to a player to create a chance or to create a dangerous moment. And he was more like the deep line playmaker, the orchestrator, the man who was making things happen, giving the line breaking passes. He gives one pass and then he takes out about 4 or 5 players of Mozambique. And I mean, the level of development which Iwobi has seen in the Nigeria team, I think it's pretty impressive because like maybe a few games ago, he was one of the players who was normally criticized anytime Nigeria was not playing well. So to see this huge development, you have to give it to the player for the work he's putting in, both personally and also for the country. He was simply amazing in the game, creating a lot of dangerous moments for Nigeria. I know he didn't directly get an assist. He was really key in the match. Then also have to mention Ademola Lookman. He got 1 goal and also 2 assists in the game. The goal he got was what actually relieved the game for Nigeria for them to attack home, because once you get that first goal against Mozambique, then Mozambique has to be more open to look for an equalizer. Then you punish them the more. And even after getting that goal, he always created dangerous moments. He created 2 goals, 2 direct assists in the game, and even created 1 extra goal, which he didn't get the assist for, but then he was heavily involved. So that means all 4 goals Nigeria scored was was it had a huge or a heavy involvement of Ademola Lookman, and his first score ratings was 10. Like it was simply a 10 over 10 performance on the day for Ademola Lookman. Then you also have to mention Victor Osimhen. He scored very early in the game, which was ruled out for offside, but then he was still dangerous, getting into dangerous areas. And this is one of the areas I always praise Osimhen about, his ability to always be a border for every centre back. I mean, he'll always cause you trouble with his movements, getting into those dangerous areas. Albeit that he was offside a couple of times, and again, he scored another offside goal, which for me, I think it's a huge worry and something that really needs to be corrected ahead of the tougher games in the quarterfinals and beyond, if Nigeria should qualify beyond the quarterfinals. But it was a truly good game for Nigeria, and one of the good things about this match also be that they got a clean sheet. Nigeria had played 3 games at this AFCON, not able to get a clean sheet, but finally they got a clean sheet in this one. So 4 goals, clean sheets. But then when everything was going right, something had to give off, and that was the drama of Victor Osimhen, I think Bruno, and also Ademola Lookman, where it became a scuffle in that moment. And I mean, hopefully they get to fix this before the quarterfinals, because I mean things are going to get tougher in the quarterfinals. In this game, I feel even though Nigeria had it tough, relatively, if you compare it to playing against Mozambique to playing against maybe DRC or Algeria in terms of quality on the pitch, um, Mozambique doesn't really match up to the other opponents I mentioned. So that means it's going to be a bit difficult creating those dangerous moments and everything. And then you have to work together as a unit. Even when someone makes mistakes, you accept the mistakes and then you still play together to get the win. That's the only way you get to win a difficult tournament as the AFCON. So hopefully you can fix everything, patch everything up, because Nigeria, as of now, are looking terrifying. But tell me, where do you think they can go in this tournament? Where is the limit for Nigeria?